Thank you, Lascan Corla. First of all, can I say that the EWSS has been a real support for many workers and businesses throughout COVID, and it's important to recognise that. However, I have three issues that I wanted to raise with the Minister. The first has been raised with me by a number of constituents, and I have raised this issue with Minister Donoghue before, and it concerns the fact that the turnover of businesses must be less than 70% of previous turnover in order to avail of this scheme. But what happens if a business has a turnover drop of 20% or 25% or 27%? Those businesses do not receive any assistance, and I've suggested a tapering off of this entitlement. For example, if turnover is down 20%, why not give a 50% payment to those businesses? I know it will create extra paperwork, but I'm not asking for a whole series of new rates. But at least where there's a drop of 20%, there should be some payment, because in most businesses, a drop of 20% in turnover wipes out all their profits. Also, there's a perverse incentive for businesses to operate in such a way as to reduce turnover to more than 30%. Now, that's not an issue during level 5, but during other levels, when non-essential retail, for example, is open, that perverse incentive is there. So I would ask the Minister to look at that again. Secondly, under level 5, many businesses can be reasonably sure that their turnover will drop by 30% or more. But there are some businesses, let's say independently owned local retailers, etc., who find it hard to forecast how their turnover would drop. And I sent a request to the Minister's office, and they responded to say that it's actually on an opt-in, opt-out basis month by month. So businesses don't have to forecast, which of course would be impossible, and I appreciate that. But there is another issue, and that is that what happens if a business realises that last month or the month before that their turnover dropped more than 50%? And I'd ask the Minister to put the same flexibility in place to allow businesses to claim retrospectively. And I'm not asking up to last March or April, but at least for 1, 2 or perhaps even 3 months, that those businesses, if there had been a sudden drop, could claim retrospectively. It's not unreasonable. And finally, my third issue, and it has been raised by many deputies, and that's the issue of extra tax liability for recipients of EWSS. And that's a very sore point for many workers. This tax is calculated on net pay, not gross. And I raised this issue as far back as the 20th of May with the Minister for Social Welfare last year, and on the 28th of May with Minister Paschal Donoghue. And I was told, look, this won't be an issue for most workers. And even for those who have to pay extra tax, revenue will be very flexible and it will be minimal. Well, I was made aware of a person working in a bakery who has worked day in, day out since last March, and that person received a tax bill for €1,200 yesterday. They received their normal wages since March, but they're now faced with this tax bill. Yes, they have 4 years to pay it, but they still have to pay it. And as we speak right now, they are accruing further tax liability week after week. This could continue for the next 6 months, so that this time next year they will receive another tax bill. And even if they're given 4 years to repay it, there will be double payments for 3 years. So, Minister, what I would ask is that if you can't change what has happened up to now in regard to taxation of workers on EWSS, you can change what is happening now, so that they won't be paying back for the first year what they owed for 2020, and then for 3 years double payments. Thank you.